All right, joining me now, let's call it a mashup interview of sorts. A longtime show sponsor, Ted Conrad of Fireboard, aptly enough for the read that brought us in from the break, and a first-time guest to the show, a co-owner, founder of Yoder Pits. It's Joe Phillips and Ted Conrad. Gentlemen, appreciate you making time here for the show and doing this mix-up or mash-up interview here. I see Joe there to the left and Ted to the right. Joe, this is your first time in the show, so let's start with you first. Get a quick little background about you and your live fire stuff, and when Yoder became a thing for you.
Sure. So I'm Joe Phillips, Vice President of Yoder Smokers. Yoder Smokers was founded in 2007. We started building line offset wood pits. Introduced the pellet grill in 2010. Designed a control system, built several models, and worked on it through the years up until 2016. We got to a pretty happy spot with the product. Product was doing a real good job. Marketplace was accepting it well. Competition cooks were winning on it. Chefs wanted to cook on it. So we really focused on the flavor side of things and brought something a little different to the market in terms of construction and how it worked. And that's kind of who we are.
Were you somebody that had always grown up around live fire? Like, was barbecue a part of your upbringing and so forth?
Yeah, it was. I mean, we cooked a lot. In my past life, I built some other cookers. We started Yoder is kind of a fun thing, building some pits for family and friends. And one thing led to another kind of thing. Don Carey, our founder, opened All Things Barbecue in 2009 to sell him and a couple of family members to sell off Yoder products and some other barbecue products, and he got searching for a pellet grill in the marketplace, and we become a dealer of a manufacturer and just weren't happy with the results. And we got talking about building a pellet grill, and a few months worth of conversation resulted in a pellet grill being built on our floor, and couldn't find a control system in the industry we were happy with. So we designed one. We started with a microprocessor. We were really focused on, our drive systems and our fire management's pretty unique. And really focused on the end result, a flavor profile that we were looking for, and that was a really long quest. The early pits weren't great, but we made upgrades available to the public, all the way through the very end. RYS 640. There's 26 versions of that software. We released about 7 of them to the public, always free, up until the place we got pretty happy with where we were. You fast forward into 2016, and it kind of leads us into the conversation we'll have about Fireboard a little bit. We had, from a control system standpoint, we had taken the product as far as we could take it. We were out of bandwidth. We wanted to add some features, obviously Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and a few things because the industry was at that place. So that was kind of the next dot on the map.
Ted, let's head over to you here for a second. Whenever you have been on the show, I have always tried to ask about new items that are going to be in the pike or might be coming down the pike. So tonight we can lead with it, as it was rolled out late last week, kind of a joint venture between you guys at Fireboard and Yoder. So Let's go ahead and let me lead with you, Ted, and Joe, you can jump in after Ted's done. Tell me a little bit about the coming together of Fireboard and Yoder and what it exactly is and what it's bringing to the market.
Yeah. Well, yeah, thanks, Greg, first of all, for having us on.
Sure.
It's always exciting and fun to do this. We love your show. So
thank you.
So, Joe's, it's just been unbelievable throughout this whole project. I mean, they came to us, and I think the original discussion, and Joe, tell me if I'm wrong, but what I really felt like in the beginning was you had a quality brand that was manufactured in the U.S., and then you basically marry that up with another, hopefully, we believe it's a quality brand built in the U.S. And I think we're both, in a way, we're targeting the people that really just don't want to buy the cheapest thing out there. They're trying to buy something quality. They want good value, but they want something that's really a nice product. And I think Yoder and Fireboard both are striving to do the same thing. And so really with that release last week, it's a new controller, and it adds the Fireboard technology, if you will. And we've been, Greg, we've been working on this for, several years now. We're still a relatively new company. But we've had a ton of support from the community. People, seem to like what we've created. I mean, it's been a lot of fun doing it. And quite honestly, I mean, the whole project, creating a new product like this. I mean, it's a challenge. I mean, there's so much stuff. There's so much stuff to do. And it's probably equated to the world's largest game of whack-a-mole. I mean, it's you just keep on whacking away and something else pops up. But if you're persistent and if you're diligent, then I think you end up with a good product at the end of the day. So yeah, I think it's a pretty compelling offering what they have now. I mean, it's like I mentioned, all the Fireboard stack, essentially the technology that we have, and then adding a whole lot more. There's some really cool features in terms of drive programs, people being able to really control via the app and do all the things they would expect to do. But I think do them very quickly and easily. I mean, our thing with Fireboard is just make stuff work easily for people. They don't have to fiddle around and with a bunch of configuration and stuff like that. So that's really been our goal from this project, is make it work right out of the box. And I think it does just that.
Yeah. And to kind of add a little bit to, what Ted had to say there, we really wanted to marry our product with the best technology on the market. And, Ted and his group has done such a great job with that, we added a set of technology and UI that'll be industry leading. We're really excited about the relationship. A lot of cool features, both in the pit and app. And, one of the critical things for everybody involved in the venture is it created a platform to grow on. We were a bit out of bandwidth in our old design. It was a good design. We sold a lot of pits and won a lot of awards and done a lot of great things, but we couldn't go any further. So this gives us a great launching pad. It's a great product in the release, but really builds a future in the possibility of growth and things we can do moving forward. So it's really exciting.
Joe, from a customer standpoint, were you getting feedback or requests from your customer base saying, hey, we love the product, we love everything it's doing, but we would like some more tech or more interactivity or ability to control?
So sure, you have two verticals of customers. You had customers who just didn't care. They were happy with the old design and they were happy to buy a Fireboard or do something else. And then, you had another vertical of customer that wanted all the technology. So, we were certainly getting requests to particularly the Wi-Fi Bluetooth to have that capability built in. And we're just, we're not a company that goes part of the way. That just wasn't in our wheelhouse. That's not something we were experts in. So in building a relationship with Ted and understanding their capabilities and, helping us design a board. And the marriage just made sense. You take these two premium brands and piggyback them off each other. And, we really feel like we've created something special.
Ted, is this a piece that is able to be retrofitted into other units, or is this something that is going to be on a cooker going forward?
Yeah, that's what's really exciting is we talked to Joe in the beginning. We kind of talked through the design, and we all worked together on that. And this is really neat because you will be able to retrofit this in.
Oh.
And we worked pretty hard to be able to do that. So it's exciting that everything out there, effectively, the people have bought over the years, and they're saying, hey, look, maybe I'll upgrade the controller, and they're going to be able to do that.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a lot of fun. We were excited to do that, and there's pros and cons. But I mean, honestly, I think this really ended up being a really nice way to use the existing hopper design that Yoder had perfected and drop in a new controller. So that's going to be fun.
I mean, obviously, Ted, it's exciting for Fireboard to be associated with a cooker that, for the folks that own it and for the brand and the reputation that it has developed here over the last handful of years. I mean, it's certainly one of the top pellet cookers out there in the industry today. For you guys to be attached to that in some way, how does that help Fireboard continue to grow within the live fire industry?
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe the best story is just, even from the announcement, people have emailed and they've chimed in and they've said, hey, first of all, they've said this makes total sense. They get it. And they're excited about the fact that Fireboard is paired up with Yoder. And, I'm thankful that Joe reached out. As I said, we're still a new company, but seem to be growing relatively quickly. By the way, my backdrop here is we're doing more electronics manufacturing now, so that's a little bit of a tangent, but it does relate to with this partnership with Yoder, because really being able to build more boards and building the product that effectively is going to be integrated into the Yoder product. I mean, it really made it important that we were able to manufacture boards quickly and efficiently. But no, the partnership with Yoder is really great. We're thankful for the opportunity, and we're really looking forward to it. I mean, it's been a lot of work, but it's also been a lot of fun.
Joe, let me ask you a question, because you're adding a small zoo going on over there, Joe. So,
sorry about that.
You have you have. I guess it's an interesting dichotomy. So Ted's business is based solely on tech. I mean, Joe, you kind of strike me as a guy. I mean, obviously a pellet cooker is going to have some kind of tech involved with it, or machinery. It's not just an offset cooker like you guys had originally started on. So do you think, to some degree, while it's nice to be able to offer this kind of an enhancement or upgrade to your customer base, that technology does get in the way of people really learning how to cook and, take that away from the backyard warrior at all? They become reliant too much on tech, or is it just the nature of the beast?
No, I don't think so. I mean, here we sat on a phone call at near 10 o'clock. People are busy. So the ability to cook and create community and giving them a little more control makes sense. It's not, the purists would say, it's a little bit cheating, but in our busy lives and in the fast things we do, we want people cooking. It's what we want to happen. And if we can cause more people to cook because they have the ability to, check their pit with their phone or their iPad or, on their computer, I say it's a goal accomplished.
Ted, let me ask you a competing question. Because I do think the dichotomy is pretty interesting. I mean, you're obviously a tech guy, tech business. You're doing technology here for the live fire industry, proof positive with the joint venture here at Yoder. But if, from a purchaser standpoint, if you were going out to buy a cooker, would you be inherently looking for a cooker that had more tech on it than didn't have tech on it?
Well, it's funny. If anybody's listening from our company, they'll be laughing right now because I've been so far into tech for so long now, and so deep. I mean, if you don't hear from me in the 10 years from now, and it's like, where did Ted go? I'm probably on an island, and I have no cell phone service, no technology. Done away with all buttons. But no, I love technology, but I think for me the passion has always been building smart devices, and I love hardware. I've been doing software, but I guess I'm always intrigued with hardware, and it feels like the marriage of well-designed hardware with well-thought-out software yields really good results. I mean, you've seen that play out with Apple. They've been able to build just an amazing company with doing that. Mm-hmm. And so I hope in a small way, at least, we're able to kind of do some of the same things. And with the low and slow cooking, it makes total sense. As Joe said, people are busy. I've got 3 young kids. We're out on the weekends. We go to baseball games. I go to Home Depot. I go to run errands, and I want to check real quick to see what's going on. And I think everybody else does too, right? I mean, everybody's zipping around town. They want to be able to see what's happening. And, the pellet smoker is the perfect application for that because it's able to control that fire so cleanly and so precisely. Then if you marry that with being able to do that on the phone, I mean, it just makes total sense. So, and I think it's worth mentioning. I mean, I almost feel like this is the tip of the iceberg. I mean, we have the control systems down. We've got the ability to, people have programs now they can set, but there's so many fun things on the analytics side of looking at the data, thinking about how to improve people's cooking, how to potentially do some automated things. People can go back and analyze some of their data. It's sort of icing on the cake, but those are all things that we can do, and those updates will be rolled out over the air. The apps will be updated automatically. So there's so many cool things we can do down the road with technology.
Ted Conrad joining me here on the show. What did I do? I think I did something with Joe's. Joe, you still there? Oh, he's there, but something happened. Uh-oh. Oh, dear.
Can you hear me okay?
Go. There you go. All right. Sorry about that. Ted Conrad from fireboard.com, and Joe Phillips joining me here from Yoder Smokers. That's yodersmokers.com. This is, Joe, this is something that's just being rolled out from here forward, or is it going on a specific new cooker, and then the controller is also going to be released out for retrofit?
So, we, along with the board upgrade, we made several other upgrades to our existing product line. So we call it the S series. The S series goes in full production a week from now. And, taking pre-orders, orders and responses have been great. So this will be the new Yoder pellet line moving forward.
All right. So if you're interested, go ahead, hit the website. If you're interested in the Fireboard products, I have a Fireboard and I absolutely love it. So I'm sure you will too. Plus, especially if you love multiple inputs, I mean, that is the mother of them all, is the Fireboard, no doubt about it. It is Ted Conrad and Joe Phillips joining us here. Guys, really appreciate you mixing in here and giving us a look from both ends, and continued success to you both.
Yep, thanks for having us.
Thank you, Greg. Appreciate it.
You got it. There they are. Ted Conrad and Joe Phillips from Yoder Smoker and Fireboard. Fireboard, longtime sponsor of the show.